I've been a medical technologist since 1986. Clinical laboratory scientist is probably a newer name, but we know ourselves as medical technologists. A typical day for me is a little bit different than just a generalist technologist. Since I'm a supervisor of the blood bank, I review other people's work, I manage any problems that arise during the day, I interact a lot with the nurses and the doctors. The generalist technologist actually sits the bench and performs the testing, whether it's hematology, chemistry, blood bank, or microbiology. Most of the technologists in our lab are generalists, so they have the capability of rotating through all areas of the lab. So they can sit down at the hematology bench and run CBCs and perform differentials. They can work on the chemistry machines and run a panel of chemistry tests.
And on this plate we have basically a mixed contamination. So we send it out as a contamination, and it's considered to be negative because it's a very small amount of bacteria. So we would send it out as mixed, gram-positive, isolated, and contamination, and then we'll be finalizing it today because there are no pathogens.
Microbiologists will plate cultures, and then once those cultures grow up, they'll read. They also do gram stains. Blood bankers type and screen blood for patients and perform cross matches to provide compatible units for transfusion. And this is a relatively small hospital lab, but we still have to turn out our work fairly quickly. A stat test, doctors expect results in an hour or less, depending on the test. Some of the smaller labs can't do all the testing in-house, so they send those specimens off to a reference lab. Very large labs, they take in specimens from all across the country and do testing that we can't afford to do in-house. I had a 4-year degree, and I got a BS in biology and medical technology, and then also an internship year at a hospital. Medical technology is a great jumping board for nursing, and it's a great jumping board for becoming a doctor because you get basic medical knowledge, you understand what goes on in the lab, so that provides you with a great starting point. The most rewarding part of what I do is helping the nurses and doctors care for the patients. The laboratory technologists are behind-the-scenes people. We have almost no patient contact. Since we are not seen directly by our customers, patients, doctors, and nurses, they forget or they are unaware of how important we are to the patient care.
No, it has not been requested yet. Basically, what we have is the Penicillium species isolated.
But when we can interact with the nurses and the doctors to give them the answers they need to care for the patients, that's what's rewarding.